Wondered why the weather patterns seem to be more unpredictable than ever before? It's like the seasons have a mind of their own, right? Well, there's a reason behind this, and it's not because Mother Nature is having a mood swing. The reality is, we are living in the era of climate change. Climate change, in simplest terms, is a long-term shift in global or regional climate patterns. It's not just about warmer winters or cooler summers. It's about drastic and often harmful shifts in weather, sea levels, and wildlife ecosystems. Now you might be thinking, but hasn't the Earth's climate always been changing? That's true. Throughout the history of our planet, the climate has gone through warm periods and ice ages. But what we're experiencing now is different. The rate of change is alarmingly faster. Our planet is heating up at a pace not seen in the past million years or so. Here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that the last decade was the hottest ever recorded in human history? That's right. The heat is on, and it's turning up faster than we thought. Understanding climate change is crucial because it affects nearly every aspect of our lives. From the food we eat, the water we drink, to the air we breathe, everything is linked to the health of our planet. Climate change has the potential to disrupt these systems, making our planet a less hospitable home. It's also about fairness and justice. The consequences of climate change, such as extreme weather events and rising sea levels, disproportionately affect the world's most vulnerable people. Those with the least resources have the hardest time adapting and are often the most impacted. In essence, climate change is not just an environmental issue. It's a human issue, a social issue, and indeed a reality check for us all. Now that we know what climate change is, let's dive into what's causing it. So what's stirring up our climate and creating this global upheaval? The answer, quite simply, is us. Human activities are the primary culprits behind the rapid changes we're seeing in our climate, the most significant of these being deforestation, burning of fossil fuels, and industrial processes. Let's start with deforestation. Forests are like the lungs of our planet, breathing in carbon dioxide and breathing out oxygen. But as we continue to clear these vital ecosystems for agriculture, urban development, and logging, we're not only losing these natural air purifiers, but also releasing the carbon stored in the trees back into the atmosphere. Next up is the burning of fossil fuels. This includes coal, oil, and natural gas, which we use for everything from powering our homes and industries to fueling our cars. When these fuels are burned, they release carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. These gases trap heat in our atmosphere, leading to the warming of our planet. Speaking of cars, here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that the world's cars emit over 10 billion tons of carbon dioxide each year? That's equivalent to the weight of 1 billion elephants. Just imagine 1 billion elephants in the sky. That's the weight of the carbon dioxide we're adding to our atmosphere every year from cars alone. Lastly, industrial processes also contribute significantly to climate change. These include chemical reactions necessary to produce goods from raw materials. These processes emit a variety of greenhouse gases, including methane and nitrous oxide, both of which are much more potent than carbon dioxide at trapping heat in the atmosphere. As we can see, our actions have a significant impact on our climate. But what does this mean for us and our future? How does a changing climate affect you, me, and the world around us? Well, let's dive right in. The impact of climate change is like a domino effect, toppling over every aspect of life as we know it. Consider this. Imagine you're at the beach, building sandcastles near the water's edge. As the day goes on, the tide begins to rise, creeping closer and closer until your castle is washed away. This is similar to what's happening with our coastlines. Rising sea levels, caused by the melting of polar ice caps, are slowly swallowing up our coasts, threatening millions of homes and lives. Then there's the weather. Have you ever been on a roller coaster, thrilled by the unpredictable twists and turns? Now, imagine if our weather patterns were that roller coaster. Extreme weather events like hurricanes and heat waves have become the new norm. These aren't your average storms. They're stronger, more destructive, and more frequent, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. And let's not forget about our wildlife and ecosystems. Picture a giant jigsaw puzzle, with each piece representing a different species. Remove one piece, and the whole picture starts to crumble. Climate change is like that mischievous toddler randomly plucking pieces from the puzzle. Species are being forced out of their habitats due to changing temperatures, disrupting the delicate balance of ecosystems. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that polar bears are excellent swimmers? They can swim for miles to find food. But with the ice they call home melting away, they now have to swim longer distances, making it harder for them to survive. So why should we care? Because these changes don't just affect our planet, they affect us too. From the food we eat to the air we breathe, everything is interconnected. Climate change isn't just a future problem, it's happening now, but there's still hope if we take action. We've been handed a ticking time bomb, and it's up to us to defuse it. The clock is ticking, but it's not too late. So, how can we slow down this global warming roller coaster? Well, the answer lies in our everyday actions and choices. Yes, you heard it right. The power to combat climate change is within us, in the choices we make and in the actions we take. Firstly, we can reduce our energy consumption. Think about it. By simply turning off lights when not in use, or unplugging electronic devices that are idle, we can save a significant amount of energy. And let's not forget about water. A shorter shower, a leaky faucet fix. These little things add up. Secondly, recycling is a powerful tool in our fight against climate change. By recycling, we can reduce the amount of waste that ends up in landfills, and we can conserve natural resources. It's a fun fact that recycling just one aluminum can saves enough energy to run a television for 3 hours. Thirdly, we can support renewable energy. Whether it's installing solar panels on our homes or choosing a green energy supplier, every bit helps in reducing our reliance on fossil fuels. But these individual actions, while important, are not enough on their own. We need to take our efforts to the next level. We need to work together, as communities, as nations, as a global society. This is where collective action comes into play. We can join local environmental groups, volunteer for cleanup drives, or simply educate others about the importance of combating climate change. Governments, businesses, and organizations also play a crucial role. They can set policies and regulations that promote sustainability, invest in green technologies, and encourage responsible consumption. Let's not forget, the battle against climate change is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires perseverance, commitment, and a whole lot of teamwork. So let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. Let's make those small changes in our daily lives. Let's stand up for our planet, for our home, because every action counts, every moment matters. Our future is in our hands. Together we can make a difference. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned today. We've ventured on a journey deep into the heart of a global issue that affects us all, climate change. We've seen its reality, understood its causes, felt its impact, and explored our role in combating it. We began by acknowledging the stark reality of climate change. Our planet is changing, and not for the better. Rising temperatures, melting ice caps, and extreme weather events are not figments of our imagination, but tangible changes that we're witnessing in our lifetimes. Next, we dived into the culprits behind climate change. It's not a natural phenomenon, but a man-made crisis. The burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial activity are pumping excessive amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into our atmosphere, causing our planet to heat up. This is not a blame game, but a call to responsibility. Then we delved into the impact of climate change. It's not a distant problem, but a present danger. It's threatening our food security, disrupting our ecosystems, and even contributing to the spread of diseases. And here's a fun fact. Did you know that climate change can even alter the taste of your favorite wines? That's right. Changing weather patterns can affect grape growth, potentially changing the flavor profiles of wines. Finally, we explored our role in combating climate change. It's not an insurmountable challenge, but a call to action. By adopting sustainable practices, reducing our carbon footprints, and supporting green policies, we can help mitigate the effects of climate change. In conclusion, understanding and addressing climate change is not just about saving our planet, but about preserving our future. So let's continue to learn, to question, to act. Let's be the change we wish to see in the world. Remember, every small action counts. Let's make our planet a better place for all.